All right, we've got this thing set in 5th gear. Let's see what happens. First gear is pretty short. 5 gears on the roof. Let's go. And 3, 2, 1, go. Whoa, got a little mishap on launch there, so let's try it one more time. There you go. Oh, man. Give her! One more glory shot. Oh, you want to get down to the Hot Wheel room, don't you? Head in the right direction, fella, but we're not there yet. The torture must continue. Oh, into the vacuum cord. Just hours of fun, even for a 37-year-old. I'm just checking over for some damage, and other than a little white scuff, I'm sure I'll be able to get that off. Well, I don't know about that, actually. That's pretty bad. Darn it! My spring flowers are in bloom. And best of all, I've got a huge parcel that arrived on my doorstep just yesterday. No, I did not leave it outside this whole time, but here it is. Size comparison to the door, all the way from Australia. Holy smokes, guys. Look at the size of this parcel. I mean, this thing's enormous. Not one, but 2 giant random act of kindness gifts in 1 week. Also from Australia, this one is part 2, I suppose, of the first package. This one's sent by Peter Brewer, and a declared value of $400 on the collection that is inside here. I know nothing about what is in here. These are total mystery boxes coming my way. And super excited, super stoked to get these open up with you on a beautiful Saturday morning here in Ontario, Canada. This one cost $122 to ship. So thank you so much, Peter. I don't know how to thank you enough. I mean, 1 box in 1 week and now a second box. This is crazy. So let's get into this thing right now. I gotta get my kniff. How best to open this thing. It is well sealed. Looks like this edge here is going to be the best one. Got some major amounts of tape on it to keep it safe on the many thousands of kilometers that this thing has traveled to get to my location. There we go. I thought I'd have that box. Yeah, it actually has instructions, assembly instructions on the box on the inside. It's a big box. Oh man, I'm excited. Look at that. Okay, we're gonna get a bit of the bubble wrap out of the way right off the bat. A pre-scan of what's going on in here. Very cool. Some cardboard. Oh, we got some loosies. Looks like we're into it. There's a secondary miniature box on the inside. We're gonna start with what's loose in here because there's actually a ton of stuff. So let's get right into it. Looks like some more super old vintage diecast from Peter's personal collection. We are graced with the presence of Nina. Thank you very much for coming out, Nina. She's always quite curious when there's a box to be opened up. And all the interesting scents and smells and things like that from around the world. But so don't mind the kitty if she pops in. Sometimes she climbs right into the box, but we'll try and get the die cast out of the box without the cat. And here's what we have in the mystery box. Now this is a huge box, guys, so it might look a little deceivingly empty because it certainly is not. I mean, I think if I broke my legs and my arms somehow, I could probably get squashed into this box. So it's a big one. Look at all this stuff. Oh my goodness, it's just literally pouring out of the bags. And we're gonna get right through all this. I don't know how best to do this, but look at the trucks. Look at these trucks. These are among my absolute favorite Matchbox vehicles. These big old Super Kings, models of yesteryear. Look at this thing. Wow. They've got some play-worn stories to share, let me tell you. Ah, these are so cool. Very old, early 70s, 1973 Matchbox Scammel tractors. Well, we're going to look at everything out on the table, I think, here, because I have a lot of leaning in, and I'm not sure if the camera's catching the focus on everything. But you can come with me on this journey as we pick through here and get everything out. There's pieces of different trucks that I recognize from Matchbox trucks. This is the back of a delivery truck. I'm not sure exactly which one, but certainly not this one. This is just ancient. Wow. Got one tire left, one tire. And we've got some 1/64 scale models in here as well. Let's just see if we can clear up some of this plastic before we really have some fun digging into this. Oh, I see a Hot Wheel. I see some old Hot Wheels. Another box. Just making sure there's nothing hidden in the, nothing hidden in the paper and plastic waste before I dispose of it off to the side here. I don't know what this is, but some tiny little, very lightweight, maybe a Weinbach. It is a little Weinbach fire truck. Oh, it's so cute, eh? Look, it's got a little functioning ladder. It's got the drivers. Isn't that cute? Don't recognize the brand on that. Simply says made in China. Of course, most Matchbox, pretty much all Matchbox of this vintage, will not be made in China. This is going to be made in England for the most part. What do we have here? Oh, that's such a cool Jaguar XJ6, I'm going to guess. Opening trunk. Old Matchbox by the looks of the wheels. Matchbox Super Kings Jaguar XJ12. And that is K66. So I was a little off on the numerage of the Jaguar model. Copyright 1978, made in England. What a beautiful model. I bet you that thing rolls fantastic. And we may just do a little roll-a-thon. But don't worry, I'm not going to smash any of the cars together like I did in the last video. I got a little bit of, some people didn't like that too much. And certainly none of the cars were damaged in the last video that I did roll around in those slow-motion smash-togethers. But some of the cars, you know, it really wouldn't hurt to take them out for a little roll. I mean, here we've got... Here's two versions of the same car. We've got the rollable, smashable, slow motion version, junkyard version, and the still nice shape with all of its plastic chrome bumpers intact, not cracked or broken. That's quite important for these older models. This one, of course, is missing those parts on the front. It's missing the trunk, and it's definitely had some sandbox time and some stories to share, I am sure. Very cool. Peter, let me know what happened to that car, would you please? How long have you had it? And then here we go. Here's another really cool heavy piece that I'm not familiar with overly. It is a Corgi. Corgi Toys M60 A1 medium tank. It's got functioning tracks that still work after all the years that have passed since it was made. Rubber tracks. How on earth it still works? I mean... amazing. It goes to show you the quality of the material that was used in toys and pretty much everything for the most part. In decades past, it's really, I don't think you're going to find toys to this day that stand up the way these did to the test of time. So that's a pretty neat piece. I'm not really sure which scale that's going to be. It's probably closer to 1/64 scale. Let's reach in here and grab a 1/64 scale car roughly. There you go. So, Majorette, yeah, Majorette Morgan. The Majorette Morgan made in France. 1/50th scale on this car, so probably about a 1/64 scale tank, actually. It's going to look really cool in the junkyard. So we saw there was a Majorette car there, very cool. I do have a lot of Majorette cars in my collection. This one would have had a little roof piece, which is missing on that model. Let's look at some more big trucks. This one is super cool. Another Matchbox Super King of some sort. What does it say on this one? Super King's Transporter K13-2 or K114, copyright 1975. In the previous mystery box, I received some very cool original sales catalogs. One from 1977 and one from 1981-82 model year for the Matchbox series of vehicles. All vehicles, including Super Kings, the smaller Matchbox style vehicles, and even play sets, collector sets. And it got me onto a thing. I actually went out and ordered all of the Matchbox catalogs through the years, starting from 1964 right up to 1991, guys. So get ready for year by year Matchbox hit me up with a like or a comment if you think that's exciting and are looking forward to that. And we're going to get those out as soon as we can. But here is a very cool model. I've got a couple of these now in my collection, and they are awesome. The big old Matchbox Super King Army transport truck, made by Lesney in 1973. The Ford LTS series tractor. I think that's what it says there. And for the trailer, K16 articulated tanker. So cool. All complete. Nice condition overall. A few little chips on it. It's got the functioning hood on it as well. It opens up. Very nice model. Looks amazing. So we've got, oh, another delivery box to the back of a truck, similar to this one. Maybe a transport truck, perhaps. Ah, and there it is. There's the trailer. It's a Matchbox trailer truck, 1973 Lesney product. K17 trailer, made in England. It's got the little detents on it, so you can actually kind of place or lock in these boxes, and you have the transport truck, which would be pulled by, judging by the wheels on this one, the vintage of the wheels, I don't know. It's going to be most likely this cab, one of the first cabs that I took out of the package. So there is the complete truck. Very, very cool. Huge 1/64 scale truck. Of course, the orange model, or any of these models, these other models could have worked as well. What was this one again? Just going back to that one. A Scammell Contractor, made in 1971. What a cool looking truck, though. Missing its grill. Maybe some other items, I'm not really sure. This looks to be a big old Corgi wrecking truck. Mercedes branded truck. Or is it a logging truck of some sort? It's got like this pincher on it. It looks to be a logging truck. Also has ramps on the back. What on earth is this? Mercedes. Oh, it's a Matchbox too. I thought it was Corgi based on the size, but Matchbox. Very old truck. Well, it has a copyright of 1991 on it, so it's not as old as the others. Mercedes truck is all it says. It's definitely had some playwear. But 91, that's still 30 years old, guys. So still built with immense quality even 30 years ago. We've got this little winch. Feels like it might be seized up. Oh, no, it's not. This thing just has everything on it. You got winches, articulated arms, the headache rack, the logging, whatever you call them, ramps for unknown reasons. Kind of a jack-of-all-trades truck, I would say. Very cool. A few more larger models in here before we get into the smaller Hot Wheels Majorette and Matchbox that I can kind of identify in the background there. Cool stuff. We've got this big old tractor. And that one is a Matchbox Series King Size number 3. This is an old one. The Caterpillar D9. Missing, of course, its shovel, its roof, and its track. So it's a good little junkyard find. Not too many parts left on that one, or this one for that matter. The driver's head has been gnawed right off. The tracks are missing. Matchbox Battle Kings, half tracks, that one's called. Very cool piece. I've got a couple of these in my collection. I don't think any of them are in good shape though. Must have been one of the most fun to play with items. Now here's a vehicle I don't have in my collection. Looks to be maybe an old Morgan or something. Lesney. It is a... Oh, it says made in England. 1936 SS100 Jaguar. Not a Morgan. This is a Jaguar. I don't think there's too many people left alive to this day that would be able to randomly just identify that car off the top of their head. And it is an old car. 1936. Wow. What nice quality that was put into this model as well. It's got the really nice white wall tires. Actual spoke wheels. Very, very good weight to it. Looks like a fold-down windshield. And even with some playtime, it's still intact. The headlights are still on it. Larger scale for sure. Got another mystery box in here. We're going to have to open that one up separately. It's a big old forklift with some original string perhaps, or something like that. Maybe it's not original string, but painted black. It's got a steering wheel. This one's a dinky toy. The Conveyancer. Mechano Limited, so very old stuff here. Definitely play worn. Papa has probably fixed it up once in a while. It's got some glue on the wheels to hold them on. That's always a good idea. Otherwise, you end up with trucks like this with no wheels. So, some very old nostalgic pieces here. Probably could tell a few stories, to be sure. And I'm just going to grab a fistful here because there's just literally fistfuls of vehicles to look at. What have we got? We've got this old Matchbox horse trailer. Very cool. Okay. The British Taxi, London Taxi, Matchbox. 1986. Got the opening doors, suicide style in the back. That London cab. Matchbox Ford pickup truck. Suspension's a little squashed in the front. Flare side pickup, that one's known as. Matchbox car as well. The Model A Ford. Very cool. Heavy old piece. Oh, and then you've got the Caravan. Matchbox Caravan. Made in England. Yeah, Caravan, number 31. Very nice piece. Here's a tiny little Morgan. Much like the larger majorette scale version. This one is from Tomica, a Morgan Plus 8 made in Japan. That's a really nice little model. Probably more 1/64 scale. This one was 1/50th, so these were very small cars. Very small cars. Oh, there's a cool car. Jet Norev. You don't see too many of those around here. The Mini Jet. The Liger JS2. Liger, maybe? You know how to pronounce that? Let me know. It has a speed rating on it. Capable of 250 kilometers per hour, apparently. Very neat little die-cast molded headlamps. The Jeep Cherokee. Jeep Cherokee Limited by Majorette. The opening hatch. I definitely grew up playing with a few of these in my collection. Very cool. Gotta have 1/60th scale. Awesome suspension. Go for another handful of vehicles here. Oh, cool. A Matchbox Ferrari, by the looks of it. It's got Pioneer advertising on it. Livery, if you will. Ferrari 308 GTB. Matchbox, all metal. Cool, I don't have that one. Here's an old Majorette Chevy pickup truck. Would have been a tow truck. This was from the zoo. Is it some sort of zoo? The Depinus. 1/62nd scale. Depinus. Probably saying that wrong. Hot Wheel. Our first Hot Wheel of the bunch. The old 75 Corvette Stingray with the gold Hot Ones on it. Copyright 75 on the base. Another Hot Wheel. Mexico. This is a Hot Wheels 5-pack exclusive of the Chevy Camaro. Made in China for this one. Camaro Z28 actually, specifically. Also looks a lot like the blown Camaro model, which would have had the engine sticking through the hood. Otherwise, no differences. A couple little pieces of DNA attached to this one. And we've got the Matchbox Jeep Golden Eagle. Golden Eagle Jeep, that's a nice one. Usually this piece is all flattened down on them, but that's probably one of the nicest Golden Eagles I have. What else have we got? Looks like a Corgi, British Airways. What is this, a Lotus? Corgi, Triumph TR7. Boy, I'm way off today, aren't I? Triumph TR7. Very neat. Here's an old one. Wow, that's a cool one. That's going right into the diorama junkyard. 100%. Look at the tires on this thing. Who makes this? I've never seen one of these things. Made in England. Weatherill hydraulic shovel. King size. Number 6. So it must be a Matchbox. Lesney. Yeah, made by Lesney. That is a really old Lesney piece. So when I do my Matchbox year by years with the catalog, you're going to see all of my vehicles in my collection, whether they're smashed up, chipped, gifts, broken, missing parts, whatever. You're going to find them in the year by year Matchbox, which is going to complement the Hot Wheel year by years, which are still ongoing. Tyrell 6 here with the Elf livery. This is a Tomica, the P34. I don't know why I call it 6. It's got 6 wheels. 6 wheels, very neat piece. Oh yes, here's some nice pieces. I think this is a Majorette. Majorette Peugeot 206 Rally. That's a newer model. Newer release, I should say. Got the big old Toyota open back truck. 4-wheel drive, off-road. Made by Lesney. Open back truck is what it's called. Got some chewing action on the wheels. Some chew. And a really nice IROC Z Camaro. This one has the opening hood.
Some details as well. We got the defrost lines, suspension on this model. Camaro IROC Z, made in Macau. And 1985 on that one, 1/63rd scale. Really cool piece. Love it. That one's definitely going to hit the display wall. And here's a really cool. Is this a Ford? I like to guess. Obviously, you can see that before, but I can't remember. A Ford Falcon. Yeah, this is an Australian model car that we don't have here in North America. Made in China in 1996. This one's got the real rubber tires on it. So this is the premium Matchbox series of vehicles. Australia's first, it says on it. Look at all the details. Gas caps painted. It's got mirrors. Really cool car. Handful of cars left here. Got an old Matchbox Sand Digger. Modified Volkswagen Beetle. It's got a ladybug on it. Sand Digger. 1983, I think. Hot Wheels Omni 024. That's what this car is. Won't say on the base, I don't think, but that's what it is. First released, oh, it does say it right there. 1981 or 1980, I think. There's a very play-worn version. Definitely going to join my collection of Omni 024s. The last of the little loosies before we get into those mystery boxes. We've got another majorette. This is a Toyota or Total. Oh, it's a Citroen. It's a Citroen, just said Total on it. Majorette, 1/57 scale. Very nice little piece. Matchbox BMW M1 with the opening hood. I think we saw the same car in the last mystery box that I received. We didn't get the hood open last time, but I think we're going to get it open this time because there it is. It's actually the boot. That's where you keep the storage because the engine is in the back of this car. And we've got a fairly recent release of the Hot Wheels 65 Mustang. Nice little piece. We'll put that one on the racetrack, most likely. All right, let's clear the table, get into these other two mystery boxes. We've got more to show you. Two giant boxes still left to go right here.
Okay, well, I just had to do a little bit of a cleanup here because I had so much packaging in the way. I've got the first box of items is all kind of carefully placed in the smaller box, which I'm sure we're going to add to as we go through this. We've got these two other items here. So one of them's already opened up, it looks like. Oh boy, that is super cool. Let's go in for a closer look on that box. But also, what have we got in this little box over here? Okay, well, we're ready to take that out. Top Gear.
By T-Rax. I gotta be careful here. It looks like it's got a display case. It's kind of partially built into it. Oh, wow. 1976 HX Statesman DeVille. And Caprice models were released in July 1976. A more formal growth updated badge work. Oh, we've lost the focus. Was adopted, but the biggest update was the engines offered across the different models. And there it is. What has it got? Rear wheel steering or something? What's going on here? Wow. Okay, so it's a bigger model. Bigger scale, I should say. Looks like one of the wheels has popped off in shipping. Look at the nice little foamy carpet it sits on. What a beautiful model. And that wheel's not broken. It just got a friction fit right onto the drum brakes. Isn't that awesome? What a beautiful model. Holy smokes, those are nice. Looks like an opening trunk. Exquisite details. So this is about 1/43rd scale. Opening doors perhaps on it too. I want to be careful. It's got, yeah, they got the little, oh, something fell off. Great grill. Which way does the hood open? There it is. Whoa, check out the details in there. The battery, the radiator hose. That is fantastic. So much detail in a 1/43rd scale model. And these doors do open, but you got to be so careful. Look at that. They got the windows half rolled down. That's why I didn't want to grab on too much. Right-hand drive. Back doors open. Everything opens on this model. It's got rubber tires. Mirror as well on the driver's side. Beautiful. Beautiful model. So what fell off here? I got it on the floor here. Sorry about that. Looks like a decal, maybe a license plate. So we're just going to stick that in the trunk for now until we figure it out. I think the front license plate fell off is what happened. Yes, it did. That's what happened. So that's easy to reattach. Just 2 little pins, maybe a dab of glue. That's a beautiful model. I'm going to display that one loose for sure on my shelves of like kind of the off-scale models I don't normally have a lot of. Like I don't have a lot of the scale vehicles in this collection. But that looks like it's about to change based on this box here, which we're going to get into. And what am I doing over here? I'm just grabbing the Matchbox Superfast to kind of give it a scale reference. Now they aren't to scale, but they're roughly about the same size. Of course, these ones don't say the scale on them, but yeah, I'm thinking that's probably going to be the 1/43 scale, and just a really nice model all the way around. Thank you so much. Thank you, Peter. That one is just, I got to put that one somewhere careful so I don't drop it. So just put it over there on the mantle. Okay, let's move the box out of the way. A little bit too much stuff here. As we get into this next box, what have we got? Classic sports car collection. It looks to be an entire collection. Oh, someone's in a hurry. Copyright Chung Toy Products in China, not for resale. Maisto Supercar collection. I'm familiar with Maisto. So these are also going to be about 1/43 scale, I think. And it looks like they're all in special promotional packaging that wasn't meant for resale. Isn't that odd? Well, how else are you going to sell them? Sell them as a kit? Sell them as a group, maybe? Jaguar XJS V12. Convertible. You got the Corvette ZR1. Those are really nice. What have we got here? BMW Z1. Now, these aren't going to be nearly as detailed as the car we just looked at. But they're a nice scale for, especially for kids at the time that were playing with these. These are a good size. They fit in the hand well. Ferrari 348. I don't know how collectible these things are to this day, but I'm sure that to find a whole bunch of these still in the packaging is quite rare. Quite a rare find. Porsche 911 Turbo Cabriolet. I like some of these models were just made by lots of different companies through the years. Majorette made some larger 1/24 scale models, of which I have one of these somewhere deep in my childhood collection. A box long stuffed away somewhere. 1991 is the copyright, so these are 30 years old, these Maistos. Now they don't all say Maisto on them. In fact, only that first one did, the Corvette, but they are all part of the Supercar collection, sports car collection. Same kind of packaging, so they are going to be Maisto products, even if they don't say it. Oh, all right, we've got lots of them in here. That's a nice model, Mercedes-Benz 500 SL. So we should probably get all these out of these packaging. The packaging is a little bit dirty. I mean, the packaging is cool to keep, but Lotus Elan. It'd be nice to see these models loose from the packaging. Oh, Lamborghini Diablo. One of my favorite cars growing up as a kid. Just a huge box of this stuff. Definitely been stored for a long time. Jaguar E Cabriolet. Possibly opened up though. The tape has been opened on them, so not too hard to open them up, but to open each up these as we go, it will just take a little bit too much time. You can see the plastic packaging has disintegrated, but let's take a look at one of these models. This one, why not? There you go. So fairly simplistic from diecast standards, but like for the scale, it does have some play features. It's got the folding seats. And these are all wind-back models. Made in China. MC Toys. Yeah, so there we've got a whole bunch of MC Toys. Subsidiary of Maisto, one way or the other. But obviously a very different scale than what I normally collect, which is like 1/64 scale. These are large scale. So we're going to have to find a place for them in the collection, that's for sure. Mercedes-Benz 500 SL. Oh, we got another Porsche. Oh, this is a Speedster, 911 Speedster. And then we had compare the two. 911 Turbo Cabriolet. Two very different Porsche models. Oh, winebacks, eh? Well, aren't these going to be fun? Really should do a big wineback race with them, but these are mint in the box, so I wouldn't want to risk chipping any of these in that sort of play behavior. Porsche 959, beautiful car. They got the wheels just perfect on this one as well. Actually, all the wheels are very, very authentic to the cars. Clearly a Porsche fan. We've got another 911 SC. A Lotus Esprit. Cool car. Another childhood favorite of mine for sure. A Ferrari 288 GTO. I'm afraid that if I take them all out of the packaging, though, I'm going to mix them all up or wreck the inside blisters. Aston Martin Virage. But really, I think that's the way to see these cars at this point. If you really want to check them out. BMW 850i. And that concludes the parcel from Peter, all the way from Australia. Thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate this. This is just wonderful content for the channel and also for my collection. Hit that subscribe button. Stick around for some more videos coming up of my Hot Wheels year by year. Now Matchbox year by year as well. Greenlight video and reviews, of course. Auto World M2. All things 1/64 scale. Thanks again, Peter, and thank you, Steven, for this week's parcels. Absolutely awesome. I'm glad I didn't get hit with the customs charge on this last box, too. Please, please, if anyone sends me parcels, do not declare such high values on these as gifts, even if they are worth a lot. Get insurance on them if you need to. But when you declare a high value for the items delivered to my door, oftentimes I will have to pay tax on them, and I will not be able to afford to pay tax on every gift box I get, should this become a regular thing. So please, if you have a diecast collection or some elements of it that you want to send my way for a review on the channel, contact me first with a personal message through my YouTube homepage. WTFFOR is the channel, of course. Go to the homepage, send a personal message. We can work it out from there, and I would love to review your product and happily accept your toys. Thank you, and do stick around for lots more videos to come.